Got my Mark Dice shirt on. Got the Mark Dice shirt on. We do need to find a cure. Bad. Um, so I had a reading with Julianne the other day, like real recently, and the channel came through as well. And there's some things I'm thinking should probably, you know, maybe share a little bit. And she's saying, essentially, this crash of mine, airplane wise, is it's also kind of symbolic that, okay, now it happened, so the crashing of the world financials and such, including the U.S., will be upon us in the not too distant future. Months and months out, but nonetheless, and she mentioned, these next, as she calls, 18 moon cycles, which is just months, 18 months. Doesn't mean, in exactly 18 months or starting right now, going to 18 months, like you'll see this, or it's just basically any time from now until approximately 18 months, thereabouts. We're going to have some problems, financials, people in, if your country's not doing good, then obviously people aren't doing good. It's pretty obvious. Um, she says to me, a lot of people are going to be coming to you with their hands out in this period of time. And she says that's their karma. It's not their karma is not your karma. And she said even in past times when there was, bad times around the earth, financially speaking or whatever, even those who want to try to help the people the most, you certainly couldn't feed everybody. You can't help everybody. You just can't. And, plain and simple. So she's saying you're going to need to use your discernment when that time comes. And, because there's gonna be some people coming to you with their hands out, and then just know it's not your karma. Their karma is not your karma. So I'm like, okay, but the next 18 months, it's gonna get a little rough. And yes, there will be absolutely weather problems that are gonna affect a lot of people as well. Um, she mentioned that she goes, even your income stream or whatever she worded it will freeze for a period of time, but it will unfreeze. And I thought, well, that's to me, sounds like, I'm trying to get paid monthly on Patreon and it doesn't go through. Frozen, another bank thing. Oh, it's a glitch. It's a glitch. Another glitch. And then okay, money's being released now, and this not just wouldn't affect me, but kind of like a couple Fridays back or whatever, or three or whatever it was, 3 or 4 Fridays ago. People weren't getting paid. The payroll didn't go through. It was Chase was affected. Bank of America was affected. Several other ones too. And I thought maybe that's part of it. So she had said, we see your love of flight and these contraptions, these planes and these things. And she says, perhaps now though that the gloss has worn off that whole thing with flying, perhaps you should focus basically your money on other things. And, perhaps it's time to be like the squirrel and hide the nuts, hide your nuts for a rainy day kind of a thing. And I'm like, okay, I know what she's saying, stop, like, yeah, you crash your plane, don't go get another one and spend money on that, and blah, blah, blah. And, So I'm like, yeah, I mean, makes sense, you know. And I wasn't even thinking honestly, like, oh, let me go get another, let me go grab another plane. It's like, no, it's time to let that go. Yeah, I'm licensed. I got to, I can fly. Every 2 years you got to get a flight review with a CFI. So I'm not gonna go rent a plane, or if a CFI I know has a plane, we'll just take theirs and get my 2 year sign off. Not a big deal. Um, but yeah, I'm like, yeah, maybe, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have to go um, pursue that all of a sudden. Like, oh, I need another plane. Let's go get another plane. No, no, I'm good. I do like the idea of having, like, one helicopter, like this one behind me, in fact, and it's got a fantastic, but maybe the best safety record of all light helicopters. Is the Schweitzer, the Schweitzer 300, and I still have it, so it's like, well, maybe I'll just hang on to that. Well, that'll be the only thing I mess with. You know what I mean? And if I need to go to New Mexico, I already got a customized trailer for it. I've used before. Put it on there and take it to New Mexico, or wherever I'm going. Yeah, you could fly it, but helicopters are slow. So you spend a lot of time in the air, and every component on the helicopter, major component, has a time, a lifespan. And as you fly it, it ticks off, and you keep track of the hours, and you're basically ticking off all your times. And okay, your rotor blades last this long, your whatever shaft lasts that long, this lasts that long. And so it's like, do I really want to put, maybe 15 hours of flying to get out there, 15 hours of flying to get back home? That's 30 hours. And then however many hours I'm going to be flying out there, 5 or 10 hours while I'm there, when all I had to do was trailer the dumb thing out there and save 30 hours, for example, of lifespan of every single component that's ticking down. You know what I mean? That's just how it is in aviation. In helicopters, more so than planes, because they got so many more moving parts. There's so many things that have lifespans and such. So it's just a different animal. But at the same time, you can get places that a plane can't get to. Tight spots up on a mountain somewhere, or side of a cliff potentially. Like, there's just a lot of good use for that. So I just thought to myself, maybe I certainly hang on to that, and that'll be kind of the one thing I have. I just got that damn hanger. Remember that? I got the freaking hanger. It came up for sale the day it came up for sale. I'll get this download. Call for the hanger. Oh, but I just called a couple months ago. They didn't have anything. Just call right now. Hey, do you have any hangers available for sale or rent? Yeah, one just came up today, right now. Really? Haven't even had time to list it or notify anybody. Can I come down and see it? Yeah, when you coming? Right now. Done. I want it. Done. Got the hanger. Put the plane in the hangar for a very short period of time. Now the plane's destroyed. Now I have a hangar. And I always thought to myself, damn it, I wonder if I could fit the plane and the helicopter in there. And after looking, I'm going, yeah, it's not quite happening. It's a standard T hangar. So anyways, unfortunately, the plane's gone. So now I've got an empty hangar, with a whole bunch of new tools and everything I got, to put in there. And guess what? I'll put the helicopter in there. That's what's going in there. And I've got the little tow cart that I bought for that thing a long time ago that I never really used, where I can pull it in and out, with the electronic thing on wheels. So I thought, cool, I'll get to use that. So, that's kind of my thoughts going forward. But yeah, she mentioned there's some changes coming, weather wise, in Pacific Coast. There's gonna be some pretty major whoppers, if you will. Didn't get specific. Just there'll be some stuff happen on the Pacific Coast. Earth change weather wise, which won't affect me. But she's mentioned to me before, and then again this last time, about me being in Florida, and there same things. There's gonna be some weather problems that will be affecting the state of Florida, in a worse kind of way. It will not be persistent and just stay that way, but there will be a period of time where it is. And again, just like a single hurricane coming through, that could ruin destroy your house, ruin your property in a hurry. It doesn't mean it's there forever, right? It just came by one time. But this sounds more like, although it could be hurricane, maybe we get hit with bunches of hurricanes, but it's just, my thoughts are, well, probably gonna be more extraordinary rain. And being that Florida is pretty much, swamp country as it is, so, so low to the ground. Um, my personal thought was, it's probably rain related. And just maybe 3 days ago, maybe it was more than 3 days ago. It was after my accident though with the plane, which was 2 weeks ago. Um, I think I was taking a nap during the day because I didn't hardly get any sleep at night. It was tough sleeping, being hurt, rib cage and everything. So I just was like, man, I'm tired. I'm gonna take a nap in the middle of the day. Boom, I take this nap. I get this dream, and it was like you're taking your family in a plane somewhere. Like not all of your family, but like maybe my kids, my girls, and okay, we're gonna rent this plane. We're gonna rent a little Cessna. We're gonna go fly somewhere. And I go to get the plane. All of a sudden, now my kids aren't there anymore, and there's this girl and my old CFI who trained me to get my license in the plane, which is a certified flight instructor. So his name was Ryan. So Ryan's there with me. He's in the back seat. I'm in the front seat piloting, and the girl was also in the front seat. I don't know who she was, but he's like, "Oh crap! I left my camera back at the office. Do you think you could?" Because it was harder for him to get out the back or something. I'm like, "Can you stop and grab it?" And I go, "Yeah." So I shut everything down, and I'd already just started, going through my checklist, throttle, RPM, all this stuff, and check the mag. So I did most all of the checking was done, and I go, all right, yeah, all right, let me shut her down. I'll be right back. So I run up to the office and get his little camera, and then I come back, and as I'm getting closer to the plane, I see it started and running. I can see the propeller spinning. I see the girl in the pilot seat, Ryan still in the back, and I'm listening to the sound of the engine. It's more it's high enough of an RPM that it's too high to be taxiing whatever they're doing. And I'm like, oh my god, she's in control. She doesn't know what she's doing. She has never messed with a plane in her life. Like, oh my god. And I'm out here. I'm like, I can't. What am I gonna do? So I watch her turn the plane, and then she turns it again. So she makes a 90-degree to the left, and then another 90-degree to the right. Now she's facing like this ocean wall, where there's like, in 20 feet, you're off the concrete and you're in the water. And that's the way she's facing. And then I hear the engine go like full throttle, even though it was already high. And I'm going, oh my God, no, no, no. This plane can't take off in like 20 or 30 feet. It's not happening. And I watch it go nosedive right down into the water. And then I see this like automatic inflatable raft come out, which is not normal for a Cessna, by the way. But I see this big automatic inflatable raft pop out. I see her and Ryan pop out, and they're swimming, and like, oh crap, And so they get up there, and I'm so mad at her. I'm like, I'm ready to just scream at her for being so stupid and doing such a thing and endangering everybody's lives and all this shit, And so she gets up there, they weren't hurt, they get out, and I'm like, so I ended up yelling at her a little bit about like, what the hell were you thinking? How stupid, and whatever. So I'm like, well, I guess I got to go back now and tell them that you just destroyed their plane, you know. So we walk back. I start walking back to the office again, and the whole thing is underwater. And there's several guys out there that were like student pilots, going in and out of the office, but they're all out of the office, and I can't see the door anymore. It's all underwater. And I had these little sandals that I actually have here that I wear, real comfortable, and I had them in the dream, and I'm like, hey, is so-and-so, like the office manager, the lady, is she, well, we just saw her a minute ago, but maybe she's down there, they're pointing like she's underwater now. And I'm like, so I start walking towards it, and I'm like, seeing how quickly the water's going up to my knees, and I go, I'm not exactly dressed to be getting wet right now, so I'm not going to go in there and find her. Of course, she's in there underwater, probably drowned and dead, or whatever the case was. But in the dream, it was like, no, she's down in the water, like I could go down there if I want to and see her. And then that was the end of the dream. So I'm going, man, if I had $1, better yet, if I had a Bitcoin for every dream I've had about flooding, I'd have quite a number of Bitcoin. I'd be real happy about that. And so Julianne's mentioning about the weather conditions. It's not going to be something that stays, but there's going to be a period that comes where it's just bad. And your current state where you reside is not exactly a good place to be when this occurs. She's told me this before, way before. And she's reminding me again, your place, whether that's New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, that whole area around there is a safe place. And she says, did you ever think maybe that while the treasure hunting stuff is exciting and brings you out there, you ever thought that maybe there's something else that was bringing you out there and you just didn't know it? And it's the safety aspect. The safety zone has been calling you. She's like, we advise you to get with your queen and speak to her about, like, maybe setting some plans in place to move into one of those areas out there, And I'm like, and she's already, she's like, yes, and we see that, your seedlings, your children. How could you do this? We have nothing to do. There's nothing out here. Da 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 da. But this will come and go. They will be fine, and they will be happy. Actually, they will be and ultimately be more happy than you are here. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. So I was like, well, okay. I ended up editing the thing and sending it to Evelyn. Hey, listen to this. Here's Julianne again. But then she mentioned, in this channeling. But before I get into that, let me just be quickly clear about why I'm really doing the video here. She's warning about the hard times coming. Okay, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see this. We know this. There's a guy named Joseph Tittle. I've come across his stuff a few times. He's I guess a psychic. Apparently he was calling for 38K Bitcoin. I'm not sure when he put that call out there. But he said he was shown after that. It may go just a tiny bit higher. Yeah, but then a crash was coming. And I thought, well, that's interesting because that's exactly what I saw with the ice cream cone. Lick your ice cream. Big red ice cream cone. It's coming. So, again, the warning is prepare for this. Prepare for the crash. I'm telling you, I feel it's going to be the crash of everything. Nothing will be safe. No safe haven. Gold, silver, stock market, bonds, this, that, IRA, doesn't matter. Nothing's going to be safe. Of course, real estate and everything is safe because it doesn't go to zero. But then again, gold and silver wouldn't go to zero either. But would you want to be buying $25 silver right now and then watch it go to $6 like I saw in a dream? That would be pretty painful, wouldn't it? But same with real estate. Would you rather buy, $300,000 house right now and then the next thing you know it's worth $100,000? But at the same time, at least it's something there. And if you're renting it to somebody, that's, the rental income's not really changing. But again, if everything crashes, it will change. So anyways, nothing's really safe. You got to prepare. Put your squirrel nuts away, your acorns, like she's telling me. Start saving your money. Don't be, if you've been buying crap like me, airplane, all this, and then the, time for an annual, thousands of dollars for the annual, helicopter, thousands of dollars, stop. It's time to, if you haven't already, pull some money out of the bank, which I did again recently. After she told me this, I go, yeah, I've already got some, but let me get some more. Pull some more out of the bank, cash money. Because like Wudu said, you're going to need cash at some point. You're going to need cryptos at some point. You're going to need gold and silver at some point. You just need all three, if you can help it, try to have all three. So, that's coming. Got to be prepared for the earth changes and such. Again, with Penny Kelly and stuff, the thing about the power outage in New York, Buffalo area with the whole Niagara Falls thing, my Buffalo dream with JC. Again, I know it's coming. The remote viewers, Dick Algar in particular, draws this ship. Looks like a U.S. fighting, Navy ship. I see it shooting just stuff coming out like it's attacking something, leaving it, and then all of a sudden, boom, I see an explosion on the ship, and now I see it, I'm watching it sink. Watching it sink. Now, keep in mind, they're remote viewing near future events. In this case, they're looking and hoping for December's information, but it can spill over a month or two or even 3 later. It happens. So again, near future. And I thought, I don't know if it was Dick. One of them had said, I thought if this was going to happen, it might be earlier in the 2024 rather than like soon. But I don't remember. I'd have to go watch the thing. And they're crypto viewing, or now they call themselves Future Forecasting Group. So that was interesting. I just saw that. That was like yesterday, the day before. So I'm like, okay, So So just all these things. And when you're not prepared, and then you need to be, and then all of a sudden you realize I need to be prepared, that's around the time shit has just happened. You're too late. That's when you're coming to Jay Snip with your hand out. Yeah, you warned us. Yeah, I did this, I did that, I didn't listen, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Jay Snip, you did all these things. And Julianne's saying, yeah, maybe give him a high five. See ya. Your karma is not my karma. Including a friend of mine who I was told specifically, you are not to interfere in their life lesson, which is financial. And they'll probably see this video. But that was a while ago. And that same person, you've not put yourself in a good position for the longest time now, and time is running out. I'm just going to tell you. Time is running out. You know, that goes for probably a lot of people. So, anyways, that's the main message. Again, food storage, diesel or gas storage, if you got generators, things, you know, when the power goes out, you never know how long it's going to stay out. It'd be worth stocking up on some of that stuff. So, she told me something interesting about me and, you know, New Mexico and searching and all that good stuff and in the mountains. And she says, your wee seedling, when he's with around the ages of the 1 and the 2, 12. Basically, me and him are treasure hunting buddies. The things we're going to discover and find together, it's going to be amazing, she says. And she says when he gets to that age and with the puberty kicking in, you will see a rapid change with this one. And you too, you will realize it as if you are one. You are divining rods. You are one and he is one. And when you are together and you are out there, you're one unit, finding and discovering shit, basically. And she says he was brought to you, he came in at this time to guard and protect you, something like that. Help and protect you, guard and protect you for the later years when, you know, when you're out there with him. Didn't ask any questions, just be specific. What do you mean to protect me from what? You know, whatever. So, my little buddy, you know, little Ian, man. That little kid, man. Let's bring him in. Let's bring him in for a second. Ian, where are you? Come here real quick. Come here. Come in here real fast. What's this? Chips. Good Crisp Company, sea salt and vinegar. Not the fake ones from you know who. The people just want to see you, buddy. Come over here. Oops.
What kind of people? What kind of people?
People that watch my YouTube videos.
I don't see them.
You don't see them?
Yeah.
They see us. We don't usually see them because they don't do YouTube videos. They only watch us. You want to tell them something or sing them a song or something? You know? Alphabet?
Hey, Dad.
Okay.
Want to play?
You want to play something?
Escape.
Play escape game?
Yes.
On Roblox?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Maybe we will. Okay, you take your chips.
Take my chips?
Yep. And
Why?
I gotta finish doing the video real fast and then I'll be out there in just a minute. Okay. The thing, he's about to be 4. And all this stuff we're gonna, you know, be doing together out in the mountains. She says and she's told me this before, like when he sees that scenery of, you know, the mountains and what it looks like out there, it gets so different from Florida, you know, and other places too. There's just something magical that he just, you know, kind of locks in on. kind of like, I guess, what I felt like I did. And he will just absolutely love to be out there and exploring, and just he's gonna love it. So I'm like, cool, good, good. This is an amazing little thing. But that's, I mean, he's 4, so 12 years. It's like what, 8 more years to go. Um, and I'm like, how old am I? I'm about to be 46. Okay, plus 8. I'm like, better get on the exercise bike and such. But she says, oh, February. We see February. You are renewed with your healing, completely, fully renewed, rejuvenated. She's like, we're sending you the healing energies, and such, and so has everybody else. That was following me. She says a lot of people have been sending me the love. So, anyways, felt like I should just do a little video about that. And when someone's living paycheck to paycheck, or it's tough, and it's already tough, how am I supposed to stock up this or that? It's like I don't know. It's kind of why feel like I was getting these dreams and information about crypto to try to help people. Like, hey, here's what's gonna happen, because if this big giant crash happens, and that's what I'm waiting for, that big giant red ice cream cone. It was pretty obvious to me. Big crash is coming. I don't know that we would see a recovery so soon. Because, if you think about it, typically when there's bad times, a depression or anything like that, people are typically selling any assets they have to survive. They got silver and gold, they'll sell it to survive. Would you not if your kids are hungry and you're hungry? Of course you would. Yeah, but the price of silver is $6 an ounce, and I paid 20 something dollars back in 2022 and 2023. You want to eat today? Yeah. Guess you got to sell that silver for $6. Right? I mean, that's just how it goes. So if everybody's selling stuff to try and survive, you have this huge glut of stuff that nobody really wants. They're just trying to get rid of it. So of course it's extra cheap because nobody wants it. And everyone's using it to survive. So in my mind, would we have a big giant crypto rally after this big crash? I mean, I'm not thinking so. Everybody who's sitting on their crypto, I'm waiting. Again, you get hungry, lost my job, need to make ends meet. Well, I had $200,000 in crypto. Now it's only worth 50. But we don't have enough to pay the electric bill this week. You're gonna sell it. You're gonna take your big loss and you're gonna sell it. That's what anybody would do. So just something to keep in mind, because if we do have a pullback here, a crash, and we do then rally for some reason, you need to start thinking about licking that ice cream and setting that aside, not necessarily in crypto, set it aside in cash that you can access on the rainy day. The squirrel, nut that's been hidden, that you hid. And everyone's got the bigger picture. Well, I need this. I need a $100 XRP, and I need $20 theta to make this work for me. Like, that's in the long end retirement thing. I get it. But if we're about to go through some shit, you need to think about what you'd be doing with that crypto you right now don't want to touch and are going to leave it and wait for these big numbers and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, are you in profit? Yeah. Bought theta at 10 cents, 15 cents. Yep. It's worth $1 right now, roughly. That's a 10x from 10 cents. That's a 10x. It's a lot of profit right there. But when everything crashes, you may see theta going right back down along with the rest of them to numbers that they were at so low that you haven't seen in years. Like back to those numbers. Oh my God, XRP back to 20 cents. Oh my God, theta back to 15 cents, 10 cents. It's possible. I have not gotten any numbers on those things except for XRP and Ethereum. Those are the only two numbers that I saw. 20 cent XRP, $408 Ethereum. Ethereum is right now $2,000 plus. Kind of like gold. So that's a significant drop. 50% would be $1,000. 75% would be what? $500 or something. So you're talking, again, a big drop. And again, when it drops, that's when everybody's gonna need the money the most. So it's like, don't forget to take your profits. Don't forget to lick your ice cream, as we say. And one thing she did tell me also is that me and the woo woo dude, she goes, you maybe consider bringing him on a little more frequently. The people love you two guys. You guys are like, you're basically brothers. Brothers from another mother. And you just provide goodness to people who watch you, basically. And I thought, yeah, okay, I could, yeah, I do go from some stretches of time sometimes before I have them on. But at the same time, I always think, well, okay, it's been 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It's like, has anything really changed that we've talked about since last time? It's like, no, not really. So do I want, bring them on again and talk about the same stuff again? But it's like, yeah, but people like seeing you guys. They just like watching you two guys talk. You could talk about other crap. It won't even matter. They just like watching you guys talk. You just have that connection with people. And I thought, well, okay, that's a little different aspect or a little different view that I wasn't really thinking about. So, okay, but I don't want to bring them on too much either. And it becomes, oh, it's those two jabronis. They're getting bored of this. It's like, no, it's like a good meal. Haven't had it in a while. Let it get to that point where your brain's like, hey, man, it's time for that, that really good pizza place you taking us. Oh, yeah, all right, let's go. You don't want to go to the pizza place too much, but you don't want to let too much time go by either. It's got to be just right. So, on that note, we'll see what's happening. And tomorrow's Sunday. Maybe tomorrow. Hey, woo, dude, you want to come on? Maybe. I don't know. See how I'm feeling. JC had me. He was like, hey, you want to come on tonight? Last night, about 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, man, that's kind of late to start. I'm already in bed. My chest. Still gotta let it rest. I gotta be easy on it. Sitting here like this, it's not too bad. But I'm like, it's already 10. I'm already comfortable in my bed. Got the right sweet spot with the pillow and the little tiny thing. I'm in a good spot. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pass, man. I'll pass. So he's like, all right, no problem. So that was potentially last night, but I didn't do it. So maybe Sunday. Again, maybe we'll see how I'm doing. Because usually when I do it, it could be 7:30, 7:30, 8. Usually 8's the sweet spot. I'm not in bed yet. I'm already down here. Like, okay, I could just easily come in here and sit and do a video. So on that note, let's see what happens. Take care.